So there's not really that much to do left in terms of building this machinery. And it's kind of the nice thing about it and also the sad thing about it, because I really like building this thing. And once it's built, that's it. All you can really do is fine tune it. But the more time that you spend fine tuning it now, the less that you're going to get out of it. Like what we built already is great. If we don't do anything else other than just maintain it now, it's going to be great. So I think some of the next videos are going to be more on mindset. They're going to be not so much in actually doing things, but just more of like the feeling aspect of money, and the emotional part of it, and money mindsets and that kind of thing. Like this month I sold my car, so I got this big wad of cash here. It's not really that big, but I've always wanted to try spending only cash for an entire month and see how that goes. Studies say that if you use cash only and have no card, then you spend less. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I can relate to that, because when I go and spend cash, like I'm more likely to leave a bigger tip, for example, at the restaurant, because it's cash and why not, right? We round up rather than calculating the exact interest that gets charged on the card. If it's $10, we leave $10, whatever, you know? So I also keep forgetting to say, but remember to like and subscribe, because I'm making more of these videos over time. And I know right now there's sort of a lot of information back there in previous videos. And I don't expect anybody to really like sit through and watch all those things. Although even if you do, you're going to get like amazing benefit out of it. But the first problem with it is that it's free. And when we get things for free, we do not appreciate them. And secondly, they're kind of long, so it takes a lot of time to invest into watching them and to building the same thing. So what I'm going to do eventually is make like a condensed version of it. Take everything from the past, like I'll watch the videos again, condense everything down and make a step-by-step checklist type program. And probably that's not going to be free, because that's like a very condensed version of all this stuff and you get a lot out of it. So that's kind of probably what I'm going to be doing here. So for today, I'm just going to go and categorize transactions. Why not? It's the 10th of August, but most of the transactions end up being at the beginning of the month. So we'll just go ahead and start with that. We're in August right now. Not too much activity has happened in August, but we'll see what happens when we transact stuff. Like I had mentioned before, right, this card had mistakenly, or maybe I made the mistake of not setting up the payment properly for statement balance. So now this is working well. This is the payment that I made manually, and hopefully next month we should see a full statement balance paid onto the cards. So I don't know, what else should I talk about? I have a few videos in mind on like habits, money mindsets, and that kind of thing. But if you guys want to hear other things, if there's particular things that you want to talk about, I'm all up for that as well. So yeah, leave some comments below, reach out some way or another, whatever. My payment, automatic payment, minimum payment has gone down. If you see this one right here, it's $287, or $288 rather. And this time it was $287, and that happens as the balance on the card goes down. The minimum payment also goes down. That's why if you look on the statement for your credit card, it's gonna say if you make the minimum payment, it's gonna take like 25 years or whatever to pay off the card, right? That's because the minimum payment amount goes down. So one day I'm going to be paying like $35 one day the minimum payment is going to be like $35 when the balance is still going to be like 2,000. So that's how they kind of get you. So what I'm going to do right after this video is I'm going to log into Chase and fix the payment at 288, because that's what we have in our debt pay down calculator, right? I have it listed here as paying 288 all the way until I start really funneling money into this card. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that payment over to $288, just like we did with the Amex card, but it's going to be fixed at that amount. So yeah, just something to keep in mind, just something to note. So this is another one. It's a payment. It kind of feels like cathartic a little bit in some ways when everything is zero. It doesn't happen very often, but when everything is zero, we can make it happen when we're paying cash. Maybe this month, but yeah. I don't know, it's kind of a nice feeling. So I think that was, what was that? Oh yeah, that's a payment into this card. So this is interesting because there's usually another $45 transaction that comes at the same time as this one. So that one's not there. I don't know, I guess something to look into. It's a benefit of having a budget. You can see when things are not as they were, right? And then if it's something that you want to investigate, you go and investigate it. So Craigslist is now charging to list your cars. So if you want to list your car, you got to pay the fee, $5. All right, but it's still very much worth it because I got the best leads from Craigslist. I also posted on Facebook Marketplace. All I got were a bunch of people asking, is it available yet? I mean, is it still available? Is this still available? Is this still available? And a lot of low ballers. So Craigslist honestly is still the place to go for a lot of buying and selling needs. A lot of people get afraid, like, oh, I don't want to get murdered if I meet somebody random on Craigslist. But then they go and on dating apps like Tinder and are like, oh, I'm just gonna meet this person and whatever, you know? I don't know. It's kind of weird. So there's the payment, the automatic payment. This is a mindset video that I'm gonna make. Basically, when I set up this payment, I remember doing this, and I remember like, oh, should we do 400? Should we do 500? And I said we should push it to 600. And I felt kind of like a little bit afraid to set it at 600. But now that it's there, I'm like, it doesn't bother me one bit, because the thing is that I can always adjust it downwards. If need be, if it comes to that. But for now it's good. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Yeah, so cash. I don't think I have anything to really comment on here. Venmo and PayPal have been pretty static for forever. Okay, so these are ATM withdrawals, and the amount includes a fee, but something that's nice about the bank that I use a Schwab investor checking account. They actually refund the fees, ATM fees. So you can use any ATM that you want and they refund the fee. So what I'm going to do is just put the actual amount of cash that I transferred to my pocket, and when the reimbursement comes in from Schwab, I'm just going to delete those as if it never happened. As if it never happened. I know that's not exactly right, but it's the easiest way to document this information here, because I can't exactly create a split transaction. I mean, it takes a lot of clicks. I don't really want to do that. Okay, so this is my insurance. It's now 103 rather than 200 and whatever it was before. It's kind of nice. All these. So there's rent. So this is there's the insurance. This is my paycheck. These are all additional payments. All additional payments. This is a transfer into the reimbursements accounts, and there's my Chase payment. So that's it. We're all done categorizing the transactions for the first third of the month. Let's see where we're sitting. We're sitting at activity for, yeah, pretty much just right under 1,300. Most of that is rent, of course, groceries, insurance, subscriptions, right? Last month was a really big nutrients buying month for like in the health category, so I'm not going to imagine that that's going to be very high this month. Groceries, I did a lot of like bulk buying of groceries in the past month, so that's probably going to be pretty low, but we'll see. Insurance, that's it. Nothing else to do there. Subscriptions, I don't know. Yeah, there might be something else coming in there. Dining out, I've been making food to take to lunch. I've been making food to take to work and been pretty much cooking everything. So, I don't know. And also dining out. I went dining out at the end of the month last month. Right now it kind of sucks to go to restaurants because you can't eat at the restaurant. You got to bring the food home with you and eat it at home. Like I went out to eat pho with my sister, and we brought the stuff home to eat there, and it's not the same thing. It's like it doesn't taste the same. It's not the same. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not. So if I have to go out to the restaurant to bring the food home, I might as well just make the food at home and eat it at home. So yeah, I mean, it kind of like going out to eat has kind of turned me off from going out to eat. I'm sure when restaurants open again, I'm gonna go back out to eat a little bit more. Well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so credit card interest, 0 for now, but I imagine it's going to be like just in July, a little bit less than this, but basically that. We're not going to have this one anymore, or this one. Well, this one's still going to be there, but the Chase card is going to be the most interest. And there's actually a balance transfer offer that I found when I logged into Discover to do my credit score video, how to increase your credit score. It was kind of a sarcasm video. I don't know if you got that, but they have an offer for balance transfer onto an account that I already have. It's a 5% fee, but it's 0% APR for 12 months, so I will probably go for that. 5% fee doesn't really matter to me that much. And I also don't have to deal with like getting new credit lines of $500 that this Wyndham Barclays has given me. It's pretty pathetic, but this expense is now gone. So the car is it's in the kill box, and it's been in the kill box. This is the last expense that I'm gonna pretty much have for the car. So there's two options that I have here. I can either hide this, or I can just move it to this and create it as transport. Because I'm probably gonna be using other sorts of transportation now, or acquiring other methods of transportation, like a bike or something like that. So I'll just keep it there. I'll just rename it as transport. And now the only thing I have left in the kill box is credit card interest. And if I do a balance transfer onto Chase or onto the Discover card, then that's going to go away basically, and everything in the kill box is gone. Right? The kill box is for things that I'm focusing on getting to 0. That's why I called it the kill box. Everything else is like just kind of standard operating stuff. So yeah, that's it, guys. I guess I can show you this. I made a little bit of changes to the way I do the income and the cash flows, or to these statements. So the income statement's the same. The cash flow statements has changed a little bit. And I like this format a little bit better because it shows better what was going on. Before, if you looked at it before, it was like all the inflows were in one place and all the outflows were in one place. But with cash flows, it's more like, it's a little bit different, right? You have stuff coming in, but then you also have stuff going out. But they're kind of related to a particular category. So financing, for example, is like I take in new debt right there, and then the next month I'm supposed to pay that off. So that's debt payments, right? And then there's also transfers to and from savings and to and from investing. So I've simplified it a little bit, and net cash flow is just basically a sum of this entire column here, right? I've also moved the savings ledger over to a new tab because there was a lot more information that I wanted to put in here and didn't really fit on the left side. So now we have this, we have the items, the goals, when we need it by, how many days left, the balance that we're currently at, percentage, starting amount, because at some point you might find that you have like some money already sitting around towards that you want to put towards a goal. And then we have the unallocated amount. This is how much we add in there, right? So if we put, when we put $2,000 into the emergency fund, that's what happens. So, and then we can add goals. Like one of the things that I've been thinking about is doing some like home improvements, like getting curtains. I don't have curtains, and there's a light that turns on at night at random times. It's not super annoying, but like it makes the room a little brighter. Been thinking about getting a new pan for cooking, some hooks and hangers and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to put a goal here of home improvements, and why not put a goal of like $250? Yeah, I saw an Instagram ad for a pan that I thought was really cool. I think it's called the Hexclad. And I'm like, oh, that sounds nice. So that got me thinking about, I should get a pan now that I'm cooking more and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be another mindset video. Like, should you buy it right away when you see it? Or should you go through this entire process? And I'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it that's going on with that. So that's all the updates that I have. So yeah, look forward to more videos. They're going to be more on mindset. They're not going to be so much on building anymore, because we've done this. We've set this up. This is working. This is a machine, and it doesn't really need that much more setup or building or whatever. We can do a lot of we can fine tune this thing until our last days on Earth, but it's doing exactly what we want it to do now. We are going to talk about this later. This is the next kind of like big section in the program. It's building a financial foundation that's very solid. We have kind of already touched on the debt management part, already kind of have done that, and the savings thing we already have kind of done. So the things that we're going to talk about are going to be the protection piece and the investments piece. And we have a lot to talk about in protection and investments in both of these things. So that's going to be fun. All right. So we're going to start doing that very soon. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like. and stay tuned for more. Okay, bye-bye.